Hello and welcome to Snowrunner News, and we have new mods in Snowrunner mods.io. So here we are. This week we've had the drop of the new map, Lake Cov, and everything seems to be pretty good with it. We did have a few issues when we first started where I got on a stream and we had the game crash twice, but since then everything's been alright. Now going on the forums, there's nobody on there moaning. Everyone seems to be quite happy. There's a few little niggles here and there, but nothing too major. So it looks good for the next load of content, because if this was going to have lots of bugs, then we'd be waiting weeks. So hopefully we might get a new map next week. You never know. Well, we've got to get something, because I know a lot of you have already finished that map, and that's the trouble. You're not going to take very long to get through them. So let's go over to the patch notes and see what was in there. So basically, in general, it was a new map with the Lake Cov. Players can now obtain the prototype exploration unit, and that is a pretty nice bit of kit. It did confuse quite a few people and me, and I wish I knew it, whereas I didn't spot it. Now, if you're doing this map, go and get that first. If you go and get that first and complete that mission, go around the map, you can see the whole map. It's pretty good bit of kit, really is. Now, we've also had the new trucks, the TUS 16 Action and the Ford F750 as well, and then the new skin for the Tiger 6436. So yeah, pretty cool skin if you like that sort of thing. And then they've also said that they changed the background on the main screen as you load in, and the music theme as well, but we know about that. You'll see that as soon as you load in. Now, the other things which have been changed for gameplay, where they fixed the achievements where some people wasn't meeting requirements. Well, they met the requirements and they didn't receive that, so that's been fixed now. Then we've also got the option to disable beacon lights, which is pretty cool. There was a bug where when you were traveling with a winched vehicle through the entrances, through the gateway, then it would make the truck unusable. That's been fixed now. I haven't checked that, but it said it's been fixed. And then also the bug where the upgrades weren't discovered when with the watchtowers on the Rift map. Then they fixed the Collab 74941 paint scheme, and fixed the Derry Longhorn 3194 paint scheme as well. Improved damage collision on the Collab 74760, and fixed the bug when in co-op trucks gearboxes randomly did not shift to second gear. Then we move on to the next one, which is the updated cargo icons, where I don't see the cargo icons have been updated, but they've actually put what they are, and that's brilliant, because when I was first looking, didn't have a clue what they are. The pictures were crap, really. They were really shit. It was like, well, what's that? And so now it's really clear, much better. And then also on that, they've fixed the missing fuel station on the Rift, and supported the option to hide crane controls. Well, I didn't find that myself. Now, I did have, when I started using it, I had the crane out, and it was on a black background, and that black background is gone now, so you can actually see through it, and I thought, oh, that's better. But I didn't see the option for the crane to hide the crane controls, but I didn't go looking for it, to be honest. And then they've also added the option for steering type, which is essential. There's a lot of people were complaining about that. Now, that is on the game settings, and you can just scroll between gamepad or steering wheel, whatever you want. One is self-centering, the other one isn't. So that's good, because they said originally that wasn't going to be sorted for a while, but I think they saw all the comments where everyone moaning about it, and they got it done. So fair play to the devs. They are getting this game sorted for us. Then on PC, we have the added alpha version of the game editor that players can now use to create their own maps and vehicles. Well, we could do that before, but they were having a few issues with it, and the players can now upload maps to mods.io and use them in custom scenarios menu. And then for consoles, it said improved texture loading speed, which, yep, it is a little bit better. My PS4 Pro is whirring away like a jet plane. It really is quite horrendous. But so that is all the patch notes on there, which is pretty cool. So at least we're getting these things sorted out. Now, the other thing I noticed, that the stats for the engine and what have you at the bottom left hand corner, they haven't came back yet, so I'm not sure what the crack is with that. Hopefully that'll come back on soon. Now, we are waiting for the next release for phase 1, because we have another map, and then we've got all new missions and we've got the extreme cargo missions as well. They're all meant to be coming out now. I assume that's going to be next week, because there's a lot of people finished this, so we're going to need this content next week. We really are. Now when that content comes out, we should have quite a bit to do, because all the other maps are now, the maps haven't just reset the missions. The 3 original maps, they're all having brand new missions on there, and I think they're doing that to keep everyone happy, because they need to. You know, you're not going to go and do all the same missions again, are you? Now going back to Lake Covd and breaking through the ice. How much fun have we had with that? That's pretty good. It would be nice if there was some really deep bits, but there is quite deep bits, and some of the vehicles do struggle. Now I did manage to get the Don 71. That was the first vehicle I managed to get across the ice, where it was, well, it go through. If you leave it in one spot too long, one of the wheels does drop in. But it's a nice little feature that the heavier the truck, you ain't going to get through if you got a heavy truck. So loving the ice. Now going over to Snowrunner mods.io, and we have quite a few mods to go through today. So to start off with the Longhorn 4520 Blue Line by Obi Wayne, and his fuel increase on that to 550 litres, and added the twin steer engines. Then the DB Whip Test Map by DB Gaming, and that's another map. And then we have a Russian Taiga, which is another map by Headshot Vjor Lovey, or something like that. And that's a large map. No description on these. Winchgo Brewer by Turbo Virgo, and that's more power, longer winch, and autonomous. Then the Man TGS Truck 480, and that's a 10x4 by RNG3R, and there's a 4x4, a 6x4, and an 8x8, and they're from Farming Simulator 17. Then we have the Snowrunner Overhaul mod by Max2504, and I'll tell you what, there is so much to list on that. I haven't put it all in because there is loads. Fair play's done a lot to that. I'll go into that at a later time, I think, when we actually get them released for ourselves. And then we have the enhanced Ford CLT 9000 by MaxMike181, and he's added bumper, autonomous winches, the crawler box on there, fuel to 350 litres, and added a roof rack. Then we have Frog's first gen Dodge Ram by TNB_XO Froggy, and he's got collision axles on there, 3 engines and a gearbox, bigger tyres. Then we have Pog Mods Zaz 965 and the Zaz Buggy by Zombie 116487, and he's got the Zaz 965, and he's also turned it into a bug, so it's the Zaz Bug, which is modded, and it's only got rear wheel drive on that one, but it says it goes very well. And then we have the Yamal B4 Off-Road by Silent Laconic, and that's an off-road truck with articulated chassis. And then we have the Osiris Senpai, the Mighty Marshall by Osiris Senpai. Now he's done it, the next one after this as well, and it's a modded Marshall, large trailer hookup on the back of it, and also you can have the smaller tyres from the Yar and the Scout 800 wheels. So it's nice to see a Jeep with smaller tyres rather than the big balloons ones. Then he also did the tweetless Navistar, where he wanted a tweetless Navistar, and that's what he got. And then the last one we have is the F750S by Rachel TGG, and added Scout trailers to that, 48-inch tyres, 3 engines, and 370 litres of fuel, and a new gearbox. So that's your lot for Snowrunner mods and Snowrunner news. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you did, why not catch me on the next one, which should be now. We might do another one tomorrow. We'll see how many mods come out. Otherwise it will probably be Monday. And of course next week, as soon as the next update for phase 1 drops, I will bring you the news on that as and when it happens. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you did, I will see you on the next one.